mower into the garage, and I'm starting to tear into this thing. It starts really making me mad, this piece of crap. I was so mad I was about ready to summon Handyman.
Handyman? Haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, well, you know he's real, right?
Ha! Yeah, okay.
What is this Handyman? I've never heard of this.
Huh? You've never heard of Handyman?
No? What's the story?
Don't listen to him, Junior. It's all nonsense. Now, get back to work.
Well, now I want to know what it is. Do tell, Slippers.
Legend has it, if you're really in a bind and you need to get something fixed, you can summon Handyman. And he'll come and take care of it for you.
Summon Handyman? How do you do that?
Well, according to legend, you gotta stare into a 7/8 wrench, pat yourself on the head and say his name 3 times. Then he shows up and fixes your problem. Right, Taryl?
Yeah, sure.
Handyman, eh? Sounds like I ought to give this little rural legend a try.
Well, how come we don't summon Handyman all the time, Pa?
Because he's not real!
Because when he's done, he kills you.
What? Why would he do that?
I don't know. I didn't make the story up. That's just how the legend goes.
There's no man that shows up out of thin air and then fixes stuff and then kills you. That sounds pretty stupid. Now get back to work.
I can't figure this stupid thing out. I'm just gonna try that Handyman bit that old man was talking about. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Here we are. 7/8, baby. All right, doesn't matter which end I look into. All right, here we go. Handyman, Handyman, Handyman. Well, looks like that was bogus. Oh.
Pterodactyl here. Today's how-to video is going to be on this here 30-inch time waster from Toro. We're going to replace the transmission. But before you replace the transmission, you should check a couple of things. The first thing you're going to want to check if you got an older model is this plastic traction lever, which the cable hooks to. It goes underneath here. The older ones, this thing would strip out. And you'd be pushing on this and you wouldn't get full traction because this would be turning inside this plastic part. So if you have the older one, you might want to replace this. This might be your whole problem. I have a video that shows you how to replace it. This is the upgraded part, which is metal. And the part number for this is 127-6842, and then you got to buy this little spacer separate. And that's 130-2343. So we replaced that first and still had no traction. So we know it's the trans. Another thing you're going to want to check is the belt. Make sure the belt is good and not glazed up. If your belt is old and glazed up, it could be slipping. You might not be getting enough traction that way because your belt is glazed up, like a glazed donut. So check the belt, make sure it's got plenty of tension on it. There's a spring under there, holds tension on it, maybe that broke. So check that too. Okay, so get yourself a jack stand so you can get the wheels off the ground. And I usually like to put the jack stand right here on the frame of the mower. And if for safety reasons you want to use 2 jack stands, use 2, but I use 1, it's pretty stable. It's not going to fall and hurt you. So we're going to concentrate on this wheel first. So as you can tell, there's tension on there's a spring that puts tension on this adjustment. So put it all the way forward to get all that tension off. That'll help. And get yourself a 9/16 socket to take the nut off. Then you can take the wheel off. And then there'll be a little skinny washer. And then this like dust cover. And then you're going to need some snap ring pliers. Get this little gear off. And then you can take the gear off. It's even got the part number on the gear in case you need to replace it. So you might want to inspect all them parts, make sure the gears are good. None of them are broke off or rounded off. Check this gear, make sure it's tight in the wheel. You can see there's bearings in the wheel. So you might want to inspect that. Then there's another snap ring on here. And of course it has to be at the bottom and get it around the top. Now this one's a little more trickier to get. Come on, little snap ring dude. Try this pair. A little tinier, I think. There we go. I kind of ruined it, but I'm pretty sure you get new ones in the kit with the new trans. So then take a 1/2 inch socket and take this bolt off. And then we should be able to get this off here. Might have to pry it. There we go. Now this comes off. It's got a bearing in it. Check that bearing, make sure it's not locked up. And there's your adjuster. So now we're gonna go to the other side. 9/16. Slide the wheel off. Little washer. Snap ring. Slide the gear off. And there's a little washer on this side. And I need my 1/2 inch. There's no snap ring on this side. That just comes off. You have that little washer instead. It's like a fiber washer. Yep, now I knocked everything off the thing. And don't knock everything off the little tray. You can use this like a little parts tray. Like you're serving parts hors d'oeuvres. Oh, would you like an hors d'oeuvre, sir? Would you like a gear? Snap ring? How about one of these tasty nuts? Okay, we got the wheels and all them adjuster parts off. So, we're gonna put the handle in this position. That's a little handle lever there. We're gonna take it off the jack stand. And we're gonna flip it on its side. Carburetor up. And then get yourself a block of wood so you can kind of hold it up. So it's easier to, so it's off the ground, it's easier to get at. So this little thing here, you can bend this out of the way, this tab. And then we're gonna take the belt off. The belt is spring loaded. So I squeeze the belt. I'm trying to hold the trans and then take it off. Comes off easier if you try to take it off the engine pulley first in the front. Then disconnect this spring. Grab it with a pair of pliers. And you can pull that out. Just let it hang there. All right, got that, everybody? So now it's pretty loose. Take this plastic sleeve off. It's on a split. It's like a split loom, wire loom. Take them off. Get all them off. Then 3/8 socket. Oh, crunchy. Makes a crunchy noise. Pull these two bolts out. Slide this out of the way. Now your only thing holding it now is the cable. Now you can get at that cable. It's all packed up full of grass, so you're gonna have to clean that out. Okay, I came up with a little cable removal tool that I made out of a little piece of 1/2-inch copper tubing. And I cut a slot in it with a hacksaw, and then I squeezed it in the vise. Kind of made it oblong. Now I could have made it longer. You can make it as long as you want. So you just slide this over that. And if this was longer, I could have turned it, but I'm going to turn it with a pair of pliers. And then that holds those little things so you can get the cable out. See? Otherwise, you're trying to fight those little tabs with some needle nose, and I mean, you could do it with needle nose, but that little tool works good that I came up with. Okay, the trans is out. Looks pretty oily and dirty. So let's compare the new trans with the old trans and see if we can see if there's any differences. Well, one thing I see on the new trans is they've added a screw to this arm. So that must keep it from its motion of travel for some reason. So they redesigned this arm and added a screw that kind of comes off of this stop so it can't go any further. Looks like they've taken a hole out here for some reason, eliminated that hole. But other than that, everything else looks pretty much the same. Now I'm not going to take that trans apart and go inside and see what's wrong with it. It's easier just to replace it. So there's some new there's a new snap ring in here, and there's a couple of these little metal clips, which we'll go over later. All right, now another thing you want to be careful with is this spring and this pin. Because if that pin comes out of that little pocket there, you got to take the whole top apart back here to get at that pin to put that back in. It's kind of a goofy design. This thing isn't captured in there. So be careful. Don't let that pin slip out of this spring. Okay, so we got the new trans. So the first thing you're going to want to do is reattach the cable. Went from underneath. That's how I took it off. You're gonna have to pull on it. And snap it back in. First thing we want to do is put this back on, this bearing. This support bearing. This is just a cheap bearing. You could tell it's not a real high grade bearing. So you're going to want to put this back on. Then we want to slide it in here. We want to get it back up there like so. Now we're going to want to grab that spring and hook that spring back in there. It's easier to do now when it's got less tension on it. Got it? Is the class following along? Everyone in class get that? Now let's put the bolts back in for this support bearing. Get them started by hand so we don't cross-thread them. Okay, now we're going to reinstall the belt. The belt has a part number on it, so if you need to replace the belt, there's the part number. Our belt's still good. So put it on the transmission first. And then what you're going to do is cross your hands. You're going to turn this as soon as I get the belt on. You're going to pull on it with this hand while you put it on the trans this way. So see how my hands are crossed? Cross them like that to get it on. Bend this tab back to where we had it. Alright, so now we're done under here. Now we can flip it back up onto the jack stand and put the wheels back on. Yeah, these are the hands that cross to put the belt on. Because I was pulling like this and using this hand to put it on. Get a good grip of the trans, bend it in. Don't forget to put these little protectors on if you need to. And then this will kind of help hold it too. Okay, now we're ready to flip it back and then put the wheels back on. Okay, so now we're going to take this part off our hors d'oeuvre tray and put this back on and put the bolt in. 1/2 inch. Then you're going to need a jed. A jed clamp it. Get it? Jed clamp it, Beverly Hillbilly. And you're going to want to clamp this. And I'll put some tension on it. You don't want to clamp it real tight. You just don't want it to move. So that way we're going to go to the other side and put them parts on. Okay, see, if we didn't have that clamp holding that side, when we'd go to put all this stuff on, we'd be pushing on this, it'd be knocking everything out. And then we'd have to go back and push it in. So that's the reason for the clamp. So we need our wheel adjuster first, and then this. Then slide that on. And then we have to get it lined up to go through there. Now we got to get it to go into there. So push down on where the axle, where the wheel goes, so you get it lined up. There we go. Now we can get all this stuff in place. That lever's got to fit into there, and that's got to fit into this bracket. Then we can put our bolt in. Get that lined up. Now we got to put that snap ring. Got to get that snap ring on there. So see, we got some play now. See, I'm pulling on the trans. So remember that bag that had these parts in it? This big giant Ziploc bag they give you with 3 little tiny parts in it? Got these 2 gold looking clips and a new snap ring, and that snap ring is this one. So this will be easier to get on now that I can pull it over. There. And then when we let go of it, it'll hold it tight against there. Now we can put the gear on. Doesn't matter which way the gear goes on. And that's what these clips are for, to hold the gear on. You don't need these snap rings anymore. So the way you want this is like this. See how this is bent here? You want that there. Where's my screwdriver? Fingernails aren't as strong as a screwdriver. Come on. It's a little tricky. There we go. See? That's your new clip. That's what them is for. So we can take these snap rings off our hors d'oeuvre tray. We don't need them. Put the hors d'oeuvre tray back on. With the washer. The wheel. Then you can put the nut on. Then we can go to the other side and put that wheel on. Okay, take the jet clamp it off. Go to our hors d'oeuvre tray, get that fiber washer with the hole in it, put that back on, put the gear on. We don't need this snap ring. Put your new clip on. I'm going to try to do it with my screwdriver like fingernails. Let's see if I can do it. Can you do it? Nope, I need a screwdriver. Okay, got the clip on. Hors d'oeuvre tray. Washer. Wheel. You know the routine. And then tighten her down. Alright, we're ready. Make sure none of our tools are underneath the mower. Put it back up. I'm going to put it in D. You can put it wherever you want. I just put it in D for dactyl. Alright. See if it works. Subscribe to my channel, follow me, Instagram, follow me on Facebook, go to our web store, buy our merchandise, and we have a new CD out, Grass Rat's Garage, the album. Look at that. Lots of songs, all your favorite songs from the videos. You can buy this at the web store too. And as always, There's your dinner. Woo! 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 Woo!
Oh, yeah. That's great, Handyman. You did a good job. Thanks for helping me out there. Well, I guess that's everything then. You can just go back to wherever you came from then. Hey, what are you doing? Get off of me. I said go back to where you came from. Hey,
I forget how this goes again, Pa. What's the gap on this? And does that little flap, does that thing go over or under this cover?
What? Today your first day, Junior? You should know this stuff already. I'm not telling you. Figure it out.
Huh. I really don't remember how this thing's supposed to go. Pa's no help. Maybe I'll try that handyman trick. I'll just be sure to fight him off when it comes time for me to die. Alright, well, here goes nothing. Handyman, handyman, handyman! I don't see anyone. Pa was right. What a bunch of crap. Stupid thing. How does this thing go? Are you the handyman?
What's up, Junior?
Nothing, Pa. I got everything under control. Look, handyman, I don't actually need you to fix anything. I just need you to tell me how to fix something. Oh, really? That's all it was? That's what I thought it was. So, technically, since you didn't fix anything, you don't have to kill me, right? Right?
Hey, what's going on out here? Junior, who is that?
Handyman?
You summoned Handyman to fix this thing?
Yeah? And now he's trying to kill me!
I guess he really does exist. Good thing you're here, Handyman. I need you to fix something for me.
What? Are you crazy, Pa? He's gonna kill you too!
Quiet, Junior. Come with me, Handyman. See if you can fix this thing for me. Here it is, Handyman. Thing won't start. So, go ahead. Work your magic.
You better be right about this, Pa. Otherwise, we're both goners.
So, what do you think's wrong with it, Handyman? Oh, look at that, Junior. Guess Handyman can't fix everything, can he? Guess what, Handyman? That's the Easy Works mower, and they can't be fixed. Looks like I got one up on you. Oh yeah, and it's my turn to do the killing.